What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires. Now, if you actually haven't seen Eternals yet, there are major spoilers in this video, so you might want to back out now. And we're actually going to break down the ending of the film in a separate video because I think it had some huge implications that I don't see anybody talking about. But for the focus of this video, we are going to break down both post-credit scenes at the end of Eternals, what happened with those characters, of course, Eros and Pip the Troll, and then a second post-credit scene with not only Dane Whiteman Black Knight and what's going on with the Ebon Blade, but the voice off screen that a lot of people are saying is Nick Fury is not Nick Fury. That's actually been confirmed by the director. It's somebody completely different we haven't yet met in the MCU. We're breaking down everything for the two post-credit scenes in the Eternals. Major spoiler warnings, again, if you haven't seen the film. But first, if you could hit the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content here at the channel, and that's all we do. We're also giving away a PlayStation 5 at 900,000 subscribers. So if you want to be entered to win, or if you want to keep up with the daily Marvel content, hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment down below, and if you do, you'll be automatically entered to win. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff at the end of the video. Now, obviously, at the end of the film, certain groups of Eternals are left with different plights. Some of them decide that they're going to go off and find the rest of the Eternals scattered across the universe, while others are plucked by Arishem to be judged when he returns. Now, the ones who leave to go find the other Eternals are visited on their ship by a mystery intrusion that shows up in the form of sort of a teleportation right onto their ship, and it's none other than Pip the Troll to introduce Eros, Thanos' brother, played by Harry Styles. Now, if you're not familiar with Pip the Troll, he hasn't always looked like that. He actually drank something to change his appearance into a troll, but his major character crossover has always been Adam Warlock, another character that's headed directly into the next phase of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And while their story takes them on a twisted tale that ends them up inside the Soul Stone, ultimately culminating in the events of the Infinity Saga that we just saw play out in the MCU, they still could be on a collision course to reunite for, or rather unite for the first time in the MCU for their normal hijinks. And I would suspect the introduction of Pip the Troll with this timing right around the introduction of Adam Warlock in the next 2 years is not a coincidence at all. Now, he's introduced as Eros, Thanos' brother. If you're wondering why Thanos looks the way he does and Eros looks the way he does, it's because Thanos has the deviant gene that caused him to look like that. They are brothers. They have crossed many times in the comics, and in fact, one of those attacks from Thanos leads to the death of their mother. That's what causes the major rift between them. But eventually Eros will go on to join the Avengers in the MCU if they follow those comic lines, take the alias Star Fox, and perhaps both he and the other character in the post-credit scenes, Dane Whiteman Black Knight, are both headed for the Avengers, as they've both been members of that team in the past. He presents a golden sphere or circle and tells the other Eternals on the Domo that while their friends are in deep trouble, the ones that were taken by Arishem, he knows where to find them. Quick side note, yes, played by Harry Styles, and one of Eros' superpowers is emitting pleasure to everyone. And they got Harry Styles to play him. It's like the allegories and the metaphors in this movie absolutely never stop. But the introduction of Star Fox, Eros, and Pip the Troll implies that at least this part of the story will continue at some point in the MCU. So while you've heard some of the high brass at Marvel say that Eternals doesn't necessarily need a sequel, it would seem as though they plan on following through with that, or at least in some level on some storyline with the introduction of these two characters. Now, switching to the second post-credit scene, we see Dane Whiteman's character wondering whether or not he should grab the Ebon Blade, which will transform him finally into the Black Knight. And he seems definitely on the fence about this as he utters the phrase that's on the outside of the box, "Death is my reward." Now, it's important to note that the way that the Ebon Blade works is that it basically gets passed down through the generations. And when he mentioned that during the film, that his family history is complicated, in the comics it's actually his uncle who passes him the sword, asking him to restore honor because he was a villain originally. So Black Knight, in the lineage of the character, has been a villain. The thing is, too, about the sword is that it's not like a Mjolnir, you're worthy, you pick it up and it simply empowers you with no cost. The sword can actually corrupt you over time. It's dangerous to use it, and so there is a lot going on here that's complicated. Then we hear a voice off screen that asks him point blank if he's ready, and I have to admit that leaving the theater and talking to all of the Marvel content creators that were there at the time, we were all pretty sure that this was Nick Fury. But Chloe Zhao, the director, actually confirmed after the movie's release and debut last night that the film features the voice of Mahershala Ali as Blade, asking Dane Whiteman if he's ready to become Black Knight. So technically, this is Blade's first appearance in the MCU, first show up, first cameo, and it implies a couple of things. First of which, Blade must know what the Ebon blade is, know where it's been through time, and its power to corrupt. He must have been keeping dibs on it, as well as Dane, knowing that based on what just happened with the Celestials, the snap, he knows that the temptation to use it must be near. He's coming to check in on him. I think this also implies them teaming up in the future of the MCU, which is extremely interesting. Whether or not that'll be on the Avengers, Heroes for Hire was a separate team. There are a ton of team-up possibilities for this, where they're going to take the characters. But I find it interesting that we are still a ways off of Blade. They have just started announcing directors and writers in the last 12 months. No official release date. We anticipate we may hear one at the upcoming Disney Plus Day here in about a week. But outside of that, it's awesome to know that they're weaving these characters in this early, and I think there were a lot of people who were going to guess who this was. I heard some people guess it was the Watcher, some people guess it was Nick Fury, some people guess it was a brand new character. Indeed, it's Mahershala Ali's Blade. So the future of these two characters, obviously setting up different stuff going on in the MCU, but is interesting for me because it feels like the formation of a new adult Avengers. And so for the rest of the MCU Phase 4, where they've been setting up the Young Avengers on Disney Plus, introducing what's apparently the entire roster, there's also some rumors we're going to hear about some other solo projects for these Young Avengers coming up. This sort of seemed like, hey, let us start acquainting you with all of the new Avengers that are going to be in that lineup for Avengers 5. We've already met some of those characters. We'll see some of them in the Marvels and other films coming up in Secret Invasion. This is going to be a super awesome next iteration of the Avengers, man. I can't wait. Guys, let me know all your thoughts down below. Did you like Eternals? Did you not? Did you like the post-credit scenes? What do you think of Harry Styles in the MCU? Is that just a little wall breaking? I don't know what the word for it is. It's hard for me to look at him and not just see Harry Styles. But that's just me. I want to give him a shot. I mean, he's acted before, so I'm not going to pass judgment on him until we see it in full action. But let me know all your thoughts down below, as always. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. All right, we're still giving away a PlayStation 5 now at 900,000 subscribers. We're headlong into that. Should easily hit that by month's end. If you want to be entered to win, all you have to do, hit the subscribe button, then leave a comment down below. That'll automatically enter you to win all the giveaways here at the channel, like the tickets to Eternals we've been giving away every day this week. Let's announce a brand new winner for that. Timothy Telgado for this comment here. Spoilers are honestly so much fun. IMO, you know what, man? I totally agree. That's why I have this YouTube channel. That's why you're here. That's why we're all here. This is what we do it for. Thanks so much for your support of the channel, man. Congratulations. Thanks so much for your support at the channel. Go ahead and DM me on Instagram at IamFires or email me on my business emails under the About section on the channel. I'll verify your account and get the tickets right out to you. Only do that if you're the winner, guys. Don't DM me out of nowhere and be like, hey, I'm DMing you for tickets. Only do that if you're the winner. If you want to be entered to win, just subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below because it's truly random. The more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, same way we're doing here. Best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. And as always, if you like today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places, Instagram and Twitter at IamFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, wherever you listen to original music under the name All Fires, and I would sincerely appreciate you checking that out. Thanks for checking this channel, guys, out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.